Okay, yesterday we did a video on the 2016 Fighter of the Year. Make sure you check that out. And I said that it'll probably be a couple of days before I do another one. I had to get a tooth extracted, but my dentist did a good job. I'm still sore, but not the type of pain that I thought I'd be in. So I want to get this in before the new year. So this is the 2016 Fight of the Year. Make sure you check out our other video, the Fighter of the Year, and then maybe tomorrow or Friday or even Saturday, maybe early, we'll do the Knockout of the Year and the Robbery of the Year, or maybe I'll do that on this one. We'll see. So candidates for Fight of the Year, and if you want, make sure you go to thefightjournal.com. I'm going to put the videos or highlights, either the whole fight or highlights of the fight, underneath on the website of each candidate that I list, and it'll be embedded on the website. So all you have to do is look at the video and select the play button and do it that way. Or you can stay on YouTube and just click the link below, which I'll add in the comments. But it'll be easier to go to the website, thefightjournal.com, and when you're there, make sure you sign up to have stuff come from our website to your email. Alright, so here are the candidates. First we have Jesus Soto Karass versus Yoshihiro Kamegai I, their first fight. Now, the first fight between these two ended in a 10-round draw. This was a back and forth fight. Each man had their moments in this fight, but it was a straight up slugfest. Soto Karass enjoyed much of his success on the inside, while Kamegai found his success from distance. But it didn't matter. No matter where the range was, these warriors battled non-stop until the final bell. Definitely want to watch this one. And I'll leave the entire fight below. Check us out at thefightjournal.com and you'll see all the embedded videos. Next up, Keith One-Time Thurman versus Showtime Shawn Porter. Now this is a fight that featured power versus intensity. You had Keith Thurman, and he landed some bone-jarring shots in key moments of the fight, which pretty much earned him the judges' approval in this controversial fight. Conversely, Shawn Porter applied pressure and forced Thurman outside of his comfort zone, round after round after round. This fight went to the wire, and it was as close could get. You had two top 5 welterweight fighters, and it featured Porter's smothering body and head assault versus Thurman's back foot counter strategy. Definitely a fight worth checking out. I'll leave some highlights of this fight below. A lot of people that watched it on television, a lot of people that watched the fight on television thought that they gave the edge to Thurman, and so did the announcing crew. Sometimes coincidence, I don't know. But most people who watched it live, or a lot of people that watched it live, I'd say 10,000 out of the 13,000 that were there, when you heard all that booing, it's because they saw a different fight live than, I guess, people who saw it on television. So, interesting fight. Back in my day, you do the rematch immediately. Like, that's each guy's next fight. But unfortunately, Thurman will go on to fight Danny Garcia, which is cool. And Porter has yet to have anything announced. And I feel bad because while Thurman seems to be content fighting once or twice a year, Shawn Porter is one of those type of guys who, if he had it his way, I'm sure he'd fight 5 or 6 times a year. So it's a shame to see him riding the bench right now. Next up, this was just a little while ago. You had the big boys, two heavyweights, Dillian Whyte versus Dereck Chisora. Bad blood was the name of the game in this one. Two heavyweights with who had questions still needing to be addressed. And after the final bell, I'm still not sure these questions were answered. But what we do know is that it was a Fight of the Year candidate. I mean, these guys threw big shots from the opening bell, with Chisora scoring big early on. Rounds 2, 3, and 5 were big for him. And he also almost dropped Dillian Whyte with a big left hook in the 8th round. On the other hand, Dillian Whyte scored well in the second half of the fight, minus that 8th round. And Dillian landed power shots and stiff jabs as Dereck Chisora began to fade a little bit. This fight featured two big men swinging for the fences in what could have been the best heavyweight fight of 2016. It just was a great contrast of styles, featuring Whyte, who had the better technique and straighter shots, versus Chisora, who had wide shots and chopping hooks. Definitely a must-see heavyweight fight. I'll leave the entire fight below the description. Better to check it on the website. Check us out. Doesn't cost a thing. thefightjournal.com. If you go to our site and you see blue and white, like blue and white screen, what have you, that means you're in mobile mode. Scroll all the way to the bottom, select view full site, and then you'll have it the way it should be. Next up, the Jackal, Carl Frampton versus Leo Santa Cruz. Now, there's this old saying that I never use, but I'll use it here one time. Styles make fights. And if these guys fought 5 times, you would see 5 Fight of the Year candidates. Now, they'll rematch in early 2017. And at the end of 2017, I would be surprised to see these guys' names appear next year as a Fight of the Year candidate. So in the first fight, Santa Cruz employed his usual active style. He threw 1,002 punches. In the second round, Frampton timed Santa Cruz with a left hook that sent him to the ropes, which should have been scored a knockdown. The ropes helped Santa Cruz to stay up. If the ropes weren't there, he would have went down. So that should have been scored a knockdown. So Frampton continued to try to put Santa Cruz on his back foot, but Leo wasn't having it. So Santa Cruz eventually began to find a home for the left hook, and by the midway point, a toe-to-toe fight began, with Leo scoring big. Both fighters gave and took in this non-stop action fight, and they punched and punched and punched until the final bell rang. There were plenty of impactful shots by both men, with Frampton winning the fight by landing the harder shots and using movement to slightly lower Santa Cruz's connect percentage, which speaks to defense. So, final punch stats. You had Frampton throwing 668 punches and landing 242, 36%. 36%. You had Santa Cruz throwing 1,002 punches, landing slightly more than Frampton, 255 lands for 22% connect percentage. So I'll leave a video of some highlights of their fight below. Next, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez against Carlos Cuadras. Now, if you ever watched boxing and you look at each guy's face after this one, you'd be 100% certain that Roman Gonzalez lost this fight big. Well, on my scorecard, he won by a few rounds, which should tell you how good this fight was last September. Gonzalez won a title in his 4th weight class and had to go through hell to earn it. Chocolatito was relentless with his attack on Cuadras from the opening bell. He threw everything he could and the kitchen sink at the Mexican. Now, Cuadras employs a very, very awkward style, reminiscent at times of Hector Camacho Sr., as he kind of moved and countered with big shots and big enough to swell Chocolatito's face. Cuadras usually likes to stalk people, but the pressure early on applied by Chocolatito made Cuadras uncomfortable. So what Cuadras wound up doing was he adapted. He began to launch fast combinations. I mean, bop, 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 bop. Just lightning speed, rapid punches. And I'm not talking 3 or 4 punches. I'm talking 8, 9 punches. You know, the 8 or 9 piece deal being thrown back at Chocolatito. Jabs to the body, overhand shots scored for Cuadras as he began to understand that keeping his title was at stake. In the end, however, the judges preferred the higher work rate and accuracy of Chocolatito. Good fight. Chocolatito threw 985 punches. He landed 323, 33%. Cuadras landed 893 punches, landed 258 for 29%. And I'll attach the full fight for that one. Some other fights receiving consideration. You had Robert Easter Jr. versus Richard Commey, very close fight. Jamie Conlon, Anthony Nelson. Some people call him Jaime Conlon. You also had Sergey Kovalev versus Andre Ward. So, drum roll please. The winner of the FightJournal.com's 2016 Fight of the Year, hands down. We had some good fights. Hands down. Francisco Vargas versus Orlando Salido. Let me tell you something. One night after Muhammad Ali died, these two warriors evoked memories of Ali's fights with Joe Frazier. I think Max Kellerman said it best when he said, "It's never a guarantee that you will roll a 7, but tonight you're rolling with loaded dice." And pretty much saying that these, kind of like I said before, if these two guys fight 5 times, you're going to see 5 Fight of the Year candidates. These two waited until the last minute of round 1 to get started. And they never looked back after round 1. Jabs, you ask? What's that? Wondered Salido, as you can count the number of jabs he threw on one hand. Neither man had time for setup punches, as they both tried to impose their resolve on each other. In the 3rd round, Vargas had a cut over his eye. Bad cut. And my thought was, well, this fight will end in a round or 2 due to the cut. Salido will see it and he'll kind of start attacking it with his head as well as his punches, and that'll be that. However, by the 4th and 5th, we got the toe-to-toe war that all of us sick boxing fans wake up in the morning and live to see. There were instances when each fighter was rocked and the crowd rose to its feet, not in anticipation of a knockout, but just to give a standing ovation to these guys. I mean, these competitors, this fight was amazing. Let's put it this way. One guy threw over 1,100 punches, and the other guy threw almost 1,000. Yet, they both landed over 33% of their punches. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, we're not talking jabs, folks. We're talking power shots in a slugfest that definitely lived up to the hype and is definitely thefightjournal.com's 2016 Fight of the Year. Some punch stats. Salido threw 939 punches and landed 328, 35%. Vargas threw 1,184 punches. Landed 386 for 33%. No matter how much I type about this fight, how much I tell you on this video, you must see this fight. It is the FightJournal.com Fight of the Year. And I'll add a highlight video below, but you definitely, if you definitely want to I didn't see the entire fight on YouTube. If I don't find it, I'll see if I can burn a copy. But for now, and if so, I'll edit the link, and add the link of the entire fight. But just watch the highlight video. I mean, that'll get your juices flowing, and then you can take a look at the real fight. And that's what it was, a real fight. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Fight Journal. Make sure you go to our website, type your email address in, and all the videos, audio, articles, everything we do will come directly to your email. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. We're going to be giving away some money in 2017, some prizes. And one of the requirements are that you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you stay tuned. So check out yesterday's Fighter of the Year, and then either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday, I will definitely do the Knockout of the Year, and as well as the Bad Decision of the Year, or Robbery of the Year, if you will. And then I'm going to do one more video of just the exciting first quarter of 2017. Some good fights, some excellent fights to look forward to on paper, and then some good fights also. Catch you on the next one.